grab your lemon water, tea, coffee, whatever you like to drink, and let's get to it. I saw this quote on Instagram the other day that kind of sums up my thoughts on homeschool. It says, what if instead of focusing on trying to cram our kids full of information, we were just as concerned with connecting with their hearts, living life together, and discipleship. And Silo and Sage said that. When I think of homeschool, to me, it is just as important to teach them good life skills, good character, loving personality, how to get along with people that are older than them, younger than them. All those things are just as important to me as these actual books that we're gonna be looking at today. So that to me is a huge part of homeschool. Really tend to their hearts just as much as to spur on their minds. Having said that, it is important to me that my children excel academically as well. And all this is coming from the most unlikely homeschool mom, I feel like. If you're new here, just a little recap of my personal experience. I grew up, went to a private Christian school through grade 6, and then I was homeschooled the rest of the way, graduated at Abeka with 308, I believe, fellow graduates. I was always the social butterfly. My favorite subject in school was recess because I loved to socialize, never really liked books. To this day, don't enjoy reading. I check all the wrong boxes as far as being a homeschool mom, other than that I love to be with my kids and I really want to be the one spending the most time with them when they're little. These years are so fleeting. So the homeschooling process has not been easy for me, but I feel like every year we learn a little bit more of what works for us and being okay with not doing everything traditionally. So I hope that what I show you today is helpful to you. Maybe if you're a fellow homeschool mom who feels a little bit lost and like the traditional sense is just not working so well, or even if you just need some curriculum ideas, whatever it is, I hope that today is helpful for you. And if you have any further questions, then leave them in the comments below. I can't wait to visit with you down there. So I think what we're gonna do is first I'm gonna show you the actual curriculum, the books that we bought, and then afterwards we'll chat about some of the maybe non-traditional or almost more like unschooling method, although I use that term loosely, is hands down all of our favorites. This year we are actually starting from scratch as far as curriculum goes. We homeschooled our oldest daughter Kyra through pre-K and kindergarten, and then sent her to a private Christian school for grade 1, and then came back to homeschooling and have been homeschooling again the past 2 years. This year my son, who is 6, Hudson, he's also in school, so he's gonna be in 1st grade, and I'm actually really excited for the school year. So we have done a lot of Abeka up until now, especially for phonics and math. This year I decided, you know what, I keep hearing about all these other curriculums. Let's try something new. So I'm really excited what we have in store for Hudson for phonics. So 1st grade phonics, I actually got this. These are the Bob books, and you can get them as the entire set like this, or you can get them box by box. You don't have to get all the workbooks. This will actually be for him, as well as I think I'll get my 3-year-old daughter started in some of this. She's, you know, when the older 2 siblings are doing school, I mean, you just gotta join and be part of it, right? So probably some of the earlier ones, like this is the alphabet series, and each box comes with a set of little books. So they're just really thin little books. And this first box is literally just like learning the alphabet. A says A as in apple or ant. And then, yeah, just literally recognizing the letters and knowing what sound they make. I will try to link a video that I watched on YouTube of, she's actually a school teacher, and she was talking about exactly how this series worked and was very helpful to me, even though I've heard good reviews from other friends, but she was really good at explaining exactly like how they grasp this curriculum, like how it teaches them to read. And for some reason, teaching my kids to read has felt really overwhelming to me. It just feels like it would take such a miracle, and Kyra learned to read at the school then. This is my first time teaching someone to read. And this curriculum has just made it feel a lot more attainable. It makes sense to me. And so that's what all of these sets of books are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sets, I believe, of these books. And I guess I could show you one of the, okay, so we have the beginner readers. Let's just look at one of these and I can show you kind of how it works. So Matt and everything, yeah, that's called phonetics based, right? When you're only doing short vowels at first. So you're literally going like at, mat. And that's how it goes through the whole, this is the first book after you know your alphabet and stuff. So you just practice putting all your sounds together. At, mat, at, sat, mat, sat. Kind of like that, and you just kind of go over that again and again and again. What the school teacher was saying was actually with her experience with these books, till they were through the first 2 box sets, they were advanced enough to be able to read any like simple like early reader kids book. So that was encouraging, and I'm really excited to see how it goes. These workbooks are actually for pre-K, K, and K1. So this pre-K one I think I'll use for my 3-year-old. And then I'm not quite sure in which of these my first grader will fit in, but they are, this is what the inside of them looks like. It looks easy to teach, easy to follow along, and I always love when workbooks have bright colors. I don't know, that's just how my mind works. If everything is black and white, it just feels so boring. So I'm excited to give these a try. For Kyra, for 4th grade, we're trying something new also for phonics, and I'm really excited about this. Again, I've heard so many good reviews about it, and it is The Good and the Beautiful Phonics. This is language arts and literature. Again, they just do a beautiful job with colors and things like that. I believe this one also kind of says here what it includes: literature, grammar and usage, punctuation, art, geography, spelling, vocabulary, and writing. It comes with these 2 readers, which I'm sure she will love. My daughter, unlike me, loves to read. Then we also have spelling and writing. I believe this one is very like nature driven, so it'll include a lot of learning from nature outside and things like that. So I'm really excited to give that a try. And that's so pretty. Thanks, bud. Good job. I love it. Hudson just brought me a dahlia from outside in the flower garden. Isn't that so pretty? These are the cafe au lates. Good job. Are you gonna put it in a cup of water for me? Sure. Thank you. I love it. Okay, I had a little impromptu break there. It's probably like an hour later now, but I think we had just finished on The Good and the Beautiful, right? So for math this year, we are actually gonna try Horizons Math. So I have their 1st grade math as well as 4th grade, and I might exchange this with 2nd grade. Yeah, we'll see. I actually found out last year Hudson is very advanced in math. He was already doing some 2nd grade worksheets towards the end of last year. I need to look through this, but we might exchange that for 2nd grade, thanks to honestly what he's learned in the feed room with his grandpa. They run so many numbers there, and I was just blown away last year with how good he was with that. And then for history per se, I just have this set of books. They're by Rush Revere. Basically, it just goes through a bunch of different like US history things. So this is about presidency, there's the Star Spangled Banner, the American Revolution, First Patriots, and Brave Pilgrims. So that should be fun for the kids to just kind of learn about American history. I did also get some books of, I really wanted to go through some stories of heroes of the faith with the kids. Originally I had ordered this one. It's the Little Lights book set. And this is what they look like. There's just a bunch of different, there's Charles Spurgeon, John Knox, Lottie Moon, Gladys Aylward, and C.S. Lewis. But I think I'll actually be returning this set because I was under the impression the set came with all like 15 books, and this is only the last 5 of them, but it's like picture books. And I also wasn't sure if this was a little bit for younger kids than what some of mine would be into, but I think they are really well done. The illustrations and all that, I think it's really good. And then I also ordered these. So there's Courageous World Changers, 50 True Stories of Women of God, and then there's Brave Heroes and Bold Defenders, which is 50 True Stories of Daring Men of God. And the way these are set up is it's one page per, let's find, one page per person, and then it kind of tells their stories, and I just want them to be familiar with different heroes of the faith and know their stories. So there's the one of the women and the one of the men. I think we're gonna alternate them. David Livingston, a bunch of different ones. So I'm excited about that, and I think it's important to incorporate that as well. And then onto kind of the extra stuff or the fun stuff that we've been doing. So last year we started a schedule where, oh, and I forgot, Bible, we'd use deeprootsbible.org. I'll link that below as well. It's a website. You can just open it up and read them. There's pictures, there's some worksheets you can print off, there's slideshows, there's music, videos that have the words pop up or whatever as you sing, so you can sing along. So that's what we've been using for Bible. We started that, I would say, in the last half year, last year, so we're not done with that. So at least probably this first half year we'll be using that this year. And then we started something last year that we all loved, and I'm planning to continue this year, which is certain days of the week we would do certain special things. So Monday would always be art day, which we use Art for Kids Hub on YouTube. It's free, and they have art for toddlers all the way to like older kids, and all of our kids love that. That's always such a highlight. They just need a notepad and a pencil and some crayons, and it's amazing what they can draw from that. So planning to continue that this year. And then Wednesdays are in the kitchen. So along with phonics and math, we would do something in the kitchen, baking something, cooking something. The only thing is that they do all of it. So all the way from start to finish, I would kind of give them instructions. They would make all these recipes from start to finish, which was so fun. And then we would grade them on them later, and they would also need to like clean up after themselves. And then Fridays is our like ethnic day, which this was probably one of the highlights for all of us. I wish I still had my book. I actually gave it away, but I will link it below. This book is what inspired this whole idea. Basically, it goes through different countries and then kids of that country. So you have one page both sides. There's a picture of what they would eat for breakfast, what they would eat for lunch, what they would eat for dinner, how they would go to school, what they would wear, all these different things. So fun to learn. Fridays, we would do a craft of something from that country. Normally, I would just look it up on Pinterest, and I would just, print something off of there or get an idea off of there. We would print off whatever flag that country has and color that, and then we would cook at least one of our meals that day would be whatever the people in that country would eat. Sometimes the kids even liked to dress like the people there would. Anyway, it just turned into a super fun project. And for myself, I grew up traveling a bunch. We lived in a couple different places, and I just love learning about different ethnicities, and I am just thoroughly enjoying passing that on to my kids. So definitely planning to do more of that this year, but I think it'll be a little bit more where I just every week sit down and just plan for that week. Since I don't have a book to follow, I've been looking and looking for something that would kind of replace that book, because we did that book last year. I have not been able to find something. So if you know of something, I would love to hear about it. But basically, I'll just go and whatever country, and then the same steps as last year. One of my goals this year is to post more of our like day-to-day on my Instagram of our homeschool. And if you're interested, I might also do a couple like school day in the life or that sort of thing on here if you would like that. So let me know if that's something you'd like to see. But that's Fridays. And then a couple other things we've been loving is I actually found this butterfly hutch, if you will, at a yard sale. It was new, and you could order 5 cocoons that would just come for free. And so we did that one time and absolutely loved it. It comes with a little booklet that you fill in like as the caterpillar morphs and grows, and then when the butterfly emerges and the different parts of the butterfly, you can feed the butterfly nectar, and it has the recipe for that, and it just turned into a super fun experiment for the kids. And all summer they've been gathering caterpillars and we've been watching them turn into butterflies, and then we keep them in there for maybe 3 days and then let them loose, and it's just been such a fun and very inexpensive project. So that kind of wraps up our plan for homeschool 2022 to 2023. I'm sure things will probably change and kind of as we go figure out if there's anything we want to add, but this is kind of our core set. Now, granted, living on the farm comes with a host of learning as well, as you saw in my last video with all that they already do on the farm. I know one day last year we were sitting down to do school and the vet came and Tyra was begging to go outside. So I was like, all right, you know what? Just grab your clipboard and a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to go out there and draw a picture of what you see and write me one paragraph on what the vet is doing throughout this. It was a cow surgery, actually. So she did that, absolutely loved it. And like that, there's a lot of things that just, flies, that just come with farm life that are super educational in and of itself. So that's super fun. I would love to hear, if you're a fellow homeschool mom, what you are doing this year, what's been working for you. And I hope this video was helpful to you, whether you're just curious as to what we're gonna do, or if you are like searching different curriculums, trying to figure out what you're gonna do. I'm here to tell you, even if you're the most unlikely homeschool mom, you can still do it. So I hope this was helpful. Thanks for being here, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends.
Golden, golden thing.